Hi and welcome along to Diaz Sports for another transfer show, giving you updates on all the transfers that are happening right now and all of the transfer rumours. We start off with this one. This is unbelievable. Duran. Remember him of Aston Villa? There was a real tussle for him in January with several clubs involved. Arsenal were one of those clubs really interested in signing him. A host of other clubs in the UK. In the end, he ended up going to Saudi Arabia. He joined Al Nassr, of course, Cristiano Ronaldo's team, and it just hasn't worked out for him. I remember going to a game over in Saudi Arabia and watching him play and thinking on the day, he's a bit greedy today, you know what I mean? But, you know, despite that, he didn't do too badly over there goal-wise, scored 12 goals, but just hasn't settled over there in Saudi Arabia. And now he's moving to Fenerbache. Confirmed today that move is definitely going to happen. Al Nassr are going to cover all of his wages until 2026. So great deal for Fenerbahce. And Duran is joining Fenerbahce on loan, and it could be made permanent as well. So a real weird one because he went big move, big money, life-changing money for him. Remember, Aston Villa sort of wanted to keep him at first. You know what I mean? There was a real tussle with whether it's him or Ollie Watkins, but he went, and now in the space of just, 5 months, he's moving to Turkey to play for Fenerbahce. What about Liverpool? Now, I spoke the last time I was on this show about, Konate and how they've not been able to sort out his contract yet, but they're making a move on another centre-back right now, and that's Mark Gahey. He's top of their list to come in as a brand new centre-back. We know that Liverpool have not been messing around this transfer window. Advanced talks are taking place between Liverpool and the 24-year-old centre-back, with Liverpool trying to close the deal as quickly as possible. This will be an excellent signing for Liverpool. Even if they keep Konate, to have Mark Gahey there as well will be, a level up from, say, Kwanzaa, who they had last year, who they got a lot of money from, moving him on to Bayer Leverkusen. So great business if this one gets done for Liverpool. Crystal Palace losing a top player, of course, their captain, but he does only has a year left on his contract, so it does make sense for Palace to cash in on him at this stage. Bayern Munich, by the way, interested in Luis Diaz. Now, Luis Diaz looks like he's on his way out from Liverpool this summer. There's been a lot of interest in him coming from Saudi, coming from Barcelona. But Bayern Munich, who are looking for a left winger, seem to be ahead of the queue right now. They've added him to their shortlist of winger options, and he could be on his move to Bayern Munich. Certainly, it's looking increasingly like Luis Diaz is going to move on. Now, I don't know if you've been watching the Club World Cup, but a real shock yesterday in the Club World Cup. Two of them. First one came with Manchester City being knocked out by the Saudi champions Al Hilal. That was absolutely brilliant for Saudi football, that. And the second one was Fluminense of Brazil knocking out Inter Milan. A real disappointing season now for Inter Milan, for something that looked so promising. At one stage, they were in to win the league, ended up losing that over there to Napoli. Then, of course, they got thrashed in the Champions League final by PSG, and now knocked out of the Club World Cup by Al Hilal. And after the game, Lautaro Martinez made some scathing comments about some of his players. These were his quotes. He says, I want to fight for titles. Who wants to stay at Inter? Very good, let's fight. Who doesn't want to stay? They can go and leave. We need players who want to be here. We're wearing an important jersey. We need top mentality, or please leave. That was Lautaro Martinez after the game. And that was followed up by the president, who confirmed that the player that Martinez was most talking about was Hakan Chalhanoglu. And he said, the president, he said that Martinez was speaking about Hakan, and said that if he doesn't want to leave Inter, he will do it with zero problems. Now, Inter Milan, they're a team that's looking very old at the moment. You're looking at a lot of their players, a lot of aging players, still quality players, but aging players. They really need to do some spending in this transfer window. So look out for them doing a lot of business now that they're out of the Club World Cup, but really scathing. And on, Hakan, Chalhanoglu, it does look like after those comments, he's definitely going to be leaving the club. He's been linked with Fenerbache as well over there in Turkey, and it definitely does look like he's going to be on the move. What about Eberici Eze? Big rumours spreading on this one. I spoke about it today on my Transfer Daily show on AFTV. Arsenal seriously interested in Eze. They held talks over the weekend with his representatives. That's according to Fabrizio Romano. David Ornstein, the journalist, also came in on this one, saying that, Arsenal are looking at Eze as well as a left winger, because we know that they need a left winger. Eze can play on the left wing, but it looks like they're looking for a left winger, possibly a Rodrigo, and Eze. Now, that'll be a big outlay from Arsenal, particularly thinking when you know that they've got to get a striker, and they're still trying to decide on whether that's going to be Sesko or whether that's going to be a move for Victor Gyökeres. But they're seriously in for Eze. Eze's got a release clause of £68 million, but Arsenal are believed to be interested and would be willing to pay this, but only in installments. A lot of release clauses means that sometimes you have to make the full payment up front. I don't think that's going to happen in this case. We haven't heard from Crystal Palace yet on this one. And as I just said, they're already losing Mark Gay. They're not going to be really wanting to lose any other players, but it is a possibility that he could go. And on David Ornstein, he also spoke today about Marcus Rashford prioritising a move abroad if he leaves Manchester United this summer. 27 years of age now. Of course, Aston Villa did not take up the option to keep him, and he's definitely going to be on the move this summer. Well, I say definitely. He definitely wants to move. Manchester United want to move him on, but who's going to take him on those humongous wages? There's going to have to be some compromise here. Either he's going to have to drop those wages, or Manchester United are going to have to charge a really low fee for him. Certainly, it's not going to be within anybody's interest for him to stay on at Manchester United. And finally, this one, Harvey Elliott, who had a brilliant time at the under-21s Euros the other day. He was the player of the tournament, scored a lot of goals, 5 goals in the tournament, and, was brilliant. Of course, England won that tournament. Now, it's all about him sorting out his future. He doesn't want to continue playing a bit part at Liverpool, despite him loving Liverpool and being a massive Liverpool fan. It looks like he's going to be moving on this summer. But where will he go? Liverpool have said to have set their asking price for him, which is £40 million if they include a buyback clause. If there's no buyback clause, they want £50 million for Harvey Elliott, the 22-year-old, eyeing up more game time and would love a place in a team that's in the Champions League. A very, very good player that's just too good to be used as a bit part. And we saw that in those Euros. But where will he end up this summer? I mean, he's been linked with a host of clubs. But where will he end up? And would you take Harvey Elliott at your club? I want to hear from you in the comments. Let us know. But those are the transfer rumours for today. Keep it locked here on DR. We give you all the updates on all the big transfers happening this summer. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next one.